What would you do if your most viral outfit followed you for 6 years, and the bride didn't even mind? Kylie Jenner just reopened the vault on that molten gold dress from Justin and Hailey Bieber's wedding, and the internet is arguing all over again. She says she loved it. She says the Biebers didn't care. But would she wear it now? That's where the story twists. And it tells you way more about fame, friendship, and fashion rules than a headline ever could. Back in 2019, the guest list was stacked. The venue was glowing. And Kylie arrived like a walking sculpture. Liquid metal poured into a body-skimming J'Aton Couture gown. High slit, bold cutout, gold on gold. She accessorized it with a crystal butterfly clip and a dazzling mini bag, leaning into that mythic fantasy of being a guest who looks like she stepped out of a couture archive. The timeline lit up. Some fans cheered. Others called it too much for a wedding. And now, years later, Kylie's looking back, laughing, a little self-aware, and very clear about one thing. She had one of the best nights of her life, and she was the last to leave. But that's just the surface. Because when Kylie revisits that dress in Vogue's Life in Looks, she isn't just defending a choice. She's dissecting a moment in culture. She says she thought people would go all out. She says the couple didn't mind. She even jokes, "Hailey, call me if you have an issue." It's light, playful, borderline teasing, but it also underlines a line only celebrities see clearly. What's too much for strangers online can be exactly right for the people who were there. Still, here's the kicker. Kylie admits she probably wouldn't wear that dress to a wedding now. Growth, rebrand, or simply knowing what battles are worth fighting? All three. And then the debate roared back to life. Social media loves courtroom fashion trials. Guilty of too much shimmer. Guilty of stealing the spotlight. Guilty of what actually? Showing up as a famous person dressed like a famous person? The comments resurfaced like a time capsule. Tinfoil dress. Who wears that to a wedding? Escort them out with a red wine stain. Those one-liners went viral again for the same reason they always do. Because for a moment, they let everyone rewrite the rules of a wedding they didn't attend. Meanwhile, the actual bride wore 3 custom gowns and a veil with "Till Death Do Us Part" stitched in pearls. No fainting couches in sight, but the gold dress isn't just a dress. It's a mirror, and it keeps reflecting whatever era Kylie is in. In 2019, it was King Kylie Afterglow. High drama beauty, sculpted matte lip, and a butterfly motif that had been orbiting her brand since the early days. Fast forward to 2025, and she's resurrecting that energy deliberately with the 10-year anniversary of Kylie Cosmetics, an entire King Kylie capsule that pulls the icy blues, smoky metallics, and midnight tones straight out of Tumblr-era folklore. When she puts that gold look back under the spotlight, she's also reminding you what that era felt like. Aggressive glam, playful provocation, and a young mogul treating fashion like sport. Here's where it gets tricky and fascinating. Public opinion says wedding guests should fade into the background. Celebrity culture says every public moment is a stage. And Kylie exists exactly where those two ideas collide. She walks into a private event that's also a global headline, and her choices are judged by guests who weren't there and a crowd that wasn't invited. For most people, the dress code is, don't offend the family. For Kylie, it's don't offend the entire internet. And that is a different sport with different rules. Which is why her 2025 reflection feels less like a defense and more like a decoding. Yes, she went dramatic. Yes, she loved it. Yes, she'd tweak that move today. That's not backpedaling. That's brand management with a side of maturity. And if you think she's backing away from provocation, think again. Earlier this year, Kylie sparked another frenzy with a curve-hugging red latex dress from her Kai X Poster Girl collab, joking that she'd wear it to the club, to a meeting, and yes, to pick up her kids from school. Comments detonated. Was she serious? Was it a bit? Did everyone miss the wink? The internet did what it does. Split into teams, debate the ethics of carpool couture, and forget that the line between fashion statement and fashion satire is exactly where Kardashians thrive. That's the point. She pokes the hive, then sells out the hive's favorite shade of red. So what really made the gold dress feel so illegal to some people? Color psychology, for one. We associate wedding guests with soft neutrals and safe silhouettes. Pastels, slip dresses, black tie and black fabric. Gold screams celebration. Metallic gold screams, "I am the celebration." Throw in a sculptural cutout and a thigh-high slit, and you've got a visual headline even if you never intended to write one. But the people whose opinions mattered that night, the Biebers, weren't clutching pearls. They were having a great time. So how did a non-issue at the venue metastasize into a meme online? Welcome to the algorithm. The louder the outfit, the faster it travels. Here's the part that tends to get lost. Kylie wasn't alone in setting off etiquette alarms. Kendall Jenner drew similar heat for a daring mono cutout at a friend's wedding in 2022. Translation: the culture is constantly renegotiating what's acceptable, and the sisters, by chance or by design, keep ending up at the negotiation table. That's not a scandal. It's a trend story with human stakes. Because behind the pictures is the pressure. Show up, be talked about, but don't be too much. Except that too much is the family business. The line isn't for them to obey. It's for them to redraw. Still, Kylie's 2025 edit, "I probably wouldn't wear this now," isn't defeat. It's awareness. She knows that every outrageous moment has a half-life, and every half-life becomes capital. Recycle the energy, not the exact play. Bring back the vibe. King Kylie palettes, chrome lids, sharper liner, without bringing back the wedding day controversy. That's how you milk nostalgia without triggering fatigue. You reframe. You don't apologize for who you were. You explain how that version of you built this one. That's exactly what a decade of Kylie Cosmetics is celebrating. The girl who turned a matte lip into a billion-dollar brand. The woman who can wink at an old uproar and spin it into a fresh launch. Of course, the "escort her out with a red wine stain" line keeps popping up because jokes travel faster than context. But context is everything. The bride's gowns were headline-worthy on their own. The guest list was basically the internet's front page. Somewhere between the ceremony and the after-party, Kylie became the lightning rod for a conversation we've been having for a decade. Can women be maximal and respectful at the same time? The world keeps pretending those concepts are mutually exclusive. Kylie keeps proving that in certain rooms, they're the same thing. And there's another layer: the butterfly, the hair clip, the purse. That motif has followed Kylie from makeup drops to maternity shoots to brand packaging. Butterflies symbolize transformation, right? Cute. On a businesswoman, they also symbolize leverage. Every time she leans into that iconography, she's not just styling, she's signaling. The gold dress was a signal. I'm here, I'm luminous, and I'm not dimming down for a room that's already glittering. The decade-later reflection is another signal. I still glow, but I choose the battlegrounds differently. Meanwhile, in the real world, she said the simplest, most human thing. It was a great night. She danced. She stayed late. She had fun. That line lands because it cuts through the noise. Every viral moment we pick apart started as a person having a night. The more famous the person, the less we allow them to keep it simple. Kylie's new commentary lets a little of that simplicity back in. It's charming. It's disarming. And it's good PR zoom out. And the dress becomes a case study in sustainability, not of fabric, but of attention. In 2019, the look did its job by breaking the feed. In 2025, it does its job by selling a collection built on the memory of breaking the feed. That's circular fashion, Kardashian edition. Wear once, talk forever. Revisit once, sell out again. Of course, there's always a shadow of rumor in these stories. Some fans whisper that Kylie thrives on the outrage cycle. Others say she's just living her life, and the camera chooses the villain. The truth is somewhere boring and strategic. She knows how to live her life on camera. And she knows when to shift tone, when to throw glitter, when to throw shade, and when to throw a wink. The wink is doing a lot of work lately. So would she wear the molten gold to a wedding today? She says no. Would she wear red latex to the school pickup line? She jokes yes. Would the internet explode either way? Absolutely. That's the paradox and the power. The fashion is a headline. The commentary is the strategy. And the woman wearing it knows exactly which one you'll remember tomorrow. In the end, the dress is immortal because the conversation is. The bride said, "Till death do us part," in pearls. The guest said, "I had one of the best nights." The internet said, "How dare she?" 6 years later, we're still here, arguing etiquette with strangers and learning branding from a woman who can turn a gold gown into a decade-long case study. Love it, hate it, or quietly save it to your wedding inspo board, the effect is the same. You looked. You talked. You came back for more. And that, more than anything, is the real dress code of celebrity. Show up, light up, and leave people with a glow they won't forget.